Stay tuned as we take a look at this Marvel Legends Spider-Man 77 action figure. Pow, and welcome back to the channel. Wait. Sorry. Wrong channel. Shout out to Dan Who Reviews for that one. Welcome to Mint with Card. James here, and today we're diving into a figure that's got polyester, power, and pure 70s pizzazz. That's right, the Marvel Legends Spider-Man 77 action figure. Like most of you, I placed an order during Walmart Collector Con. And, probably like you, I got the dreaded pre-order cancellation email. Let's talk about it. I've noticed a pattern. Walmart Collector Con, Target Geek Out, they hype you up with pre-orders for some killer figures. You bite, you wait, and boom. Canceled. Only to walk into your local store and see pegs overflowing with the very same figures. For me, I'm jumping off the boat. No more pre-order roulette. I'm going old school. Hunting in store like the toy aisle warrior I was born to be. Which brings us to today's review. I walked into my local Walmart, and there he was. 2 pegfuls of Spider-Man 77. I grabbed one faster than you can say wall crawler. This isn't just any Spider-Man. This is Nicholas Hammond Spider-Man, the CBS Spider-Man, the polyester suit, the wall-crawling wirework, the 70s charm that makes you want to fight crime and disco at the same time. The Amazing Spider-Man, later just Spider-Man, aired from 1977 to 1979. Marvel's second live-action TV outing, right after Spidey Super Stories on the Electric Company. Hammond played Peter Parker as a soft-spoken, earnest student who gets bit by a radioactive spider and ends up working at the Daily Bugle, because apparently, superpowers don't pay rent. Robert F. Simon was J. Jonah Jameson after David White gave it a go in the pilot. Rita Conway, played by Chip Fields, was basically Glory Grant with a name swap. We had Michael Pataki as Captain Barbera, Ellen Bry as Julie Masters in Season 2, and a young Hilly Hicks as Robbie Roberts in the pilot. Though he didn't make it past Episode 1. Filmed mostly in LA, even though Spidey's supposed to be swinging through New York City. And while it lasted 13 episodes, it pulled in solid ratings, especially that pilot movie, which scored CBS's highest ratings of the year. The network wasn't feeling the adult demo love, so they gave it the old limited run treatment. Now, back to our review. Let's talk accessories, because Hasbro went full CBS budget mode. And I mean that in the best way possible. First up, we get 2 web effects. Not sleek, not cinematic. These are gloriously awkward, straight out of the low-budget TV show. Think fishing line meets fog machine energy. Out of the package, Spidey comes with 2 punchy hands, perfect for knocking out henchmen or dramatically posing like he's about to deliver a PSA. Included are also 2 expressive open hands. These are great for wall-crawling poses, reaching out to save civilians, or just gesturing like he's explaining to J. Jonah why he's not a menace. And then, there's the piece de resistance. The final accessory hits you right in the nostalgia gland. It's not a fancy effect piece. It's not a bendy wire. It's a string just a string. A literal piece of string that you can use as his web. It's the kind of thing that makes you laugh, then immediately tear up, because it's so perfectly on brand. This is the webbing Nicholas Hammond would have used. This is the webbing your childhood brain accepted without question. It's not flashy, but it's authentic. Honestly, that string might be the most emotionally accurate accessory Hasbro ever packed in. Back to the figure. Hasbro didn't just make a Spider-Man, they made the Spider-Man your uncle swore was cooler than the comics. The retro vibes are strong with this one. That suit, it's got that unmistakable 70s texture, like it was stitched by a network costume department on a tight budget and a tighter deadline. You can practically hear the Velcro rip when he suits up. The belt buckle is spot on. A chunky silver centerpiece that screams TV budget superhero in the best possible way. It's not sleek or tactile. It's bold, it's visible, and it's exactly what Hammond wore while scaling buildings at a brisk walking pace. Let's talk about the head sculpt, because this is where Hasbro absolutely nailed the vibe. What sets Spider-Man 77 apart from every other Spidey figure on your shelf? The eyes. And not just any eyes. We're talking sewn-in goggle realness. In the original CBS show, they couldn't go full comic book with sleek lenses or expressive CGI. They had to make it work with what they had, and that meant practical sewn-in goggles. These weren't just for aesthetics, they were functional. Nicholas Hammond had to see, swing, and occasionally scale walls with wirework and a prayer. The goggles gave him visibility, kept the mask structured, and became a defining part of the look. Hasbro Sculpt captures that perfectly. The lenses aren't flush or stylized. They're raised, textured, and just slightly oversized, mimicking the real-world costume design. There's a subtle rim around each eye that gives it that handmade feel, like it was stitched by a network costume department in 1977 and somehow survived the disco era intact. The rest of the head sculpt complements it beautifully. The mask has that soft, rounded shape, no sharp angles or aggressive brow lines. It's not trying to look intimidating. It's trying to look like a guy who just got bit by a spider and is figuring it out. And that's exactly what Hammond's Peter Parker was. Earnest, awkward, and quietly heroic. It's a head sculpt that doesn't scream superhero. It whispers TV nostalgia. And for collectors who grew up watching reruns or discovering the series through grainy YouTube uploads, this sculpt hits like a time machine. This isn't MCU Spidey with quips and acrobatics. This is the guy who'd web up a bad guy, file a report at the Bugle, and still make it to class on time. The sculpt captures that vibe perfectly. Respectful, reserved, and just a little bit awkward. And honestly, that's what makes it magic. Articulation is solid. We're talking all the usual Marvel Legends goodness here. Double jointed elbows and knees, butterfly joints, ankle rockers, the whole acrobatic toolkit. He's not just posable, he's TV stuntman posable. You can recreate those slow motion wall crawls or the classic Spidey crouch that looked more like a deep yoga lunge in the show. The paint apps, clean as a whistle. The red and blue suit pops with that slightly muted, era-appropriate tone. No metallic sheen, no overdone shading, just that classic, fabric-inspired look that screams 1977 network television budget. The web pattern is crisp, The eyes are painted with precision, and there's no sloppy bleed or weird gloss. It's respectful of the source material, and that's what makes it sing. Display-wise, he's a dream. Put him in a rooftop diorama with some cardboard buildings and a grainy filter, boom, instant throwback. Or line him up with your retro Marvel crew and let the nostalgia do the talking. This isn't just Spider-Man, it's TV Spider-Man, and that makes all the difference. Was it worth the pre-order drama? Honestly, yes, no. Hasbro, Walmart, Target. Can we please stop the cancel stock routine? We collectors are fragile creatures. We thrive on predictability, bubble wrap, and shelf symmetry. That's it for today's episode of Mint with Card. Hit that like button if you remember watching Spider-Man swing across grainy VHS tapes. Subscribe for more retro reviews, display tips, and collector therapy. And let me know down in the comments, did your pre-order get canceled too? Did you find Spidey lurking in the toy aisle like I did? Let me know. As always, guys and gals, stay minty, stay fresh, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.